everybody, it's Steve Verrier with Lake State Mortgage and the FloridaMortgageCenter.com, and as part of my ongoing race here to give you the best information possible from the best experts in the area, I've asked John Distler from Flagler and the Volusia County area ServPro to join me here, because what we're going to talk about today is disaster, when disaster strikes. And some of you might be old enough to remember when the county burned down, but a lot of you probably don't remember. So we do have occasional fire probabilities, but a lot of times here what we see is storm surge from hurricanes. So a lot of flooding and mold issues will occur too. So I brought John in to kind of give you guys an idea. Once you're homeowners, after I've helped you get your loans and get into a house, what do you do to prepare yourselves for these natural occurrences that would happen? So welcome, John.
Thanks, Steve.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
So what would you say? I mean, I know we were talking a little bit beforehand, and speaking of beforehand, you were like, one of the most important things is preparing yourself before disaster strikes.
Right.
So what can we tell people about that?
I think probably the biggest thing that I tell people is make sure to find a local insurance agent if you don't already have one. That's key. And understand your policy. You want somebody that you can sit down with and talk about, what am I covered for, what am I not covered for. You always want to make sure you have flood coverage. Right. That's important. And then once that's out of the way, get a home inventory. I know everybody says it and hardly anybody does it, but it's important to get an inventory of your valuables.
Take pictures of them?
Get pictures, especially of electronics. Get a picture of the serial on the back, because it can make a huge difference when that when the VCR is melted.
The Blu-ray, the Blu-ray.
Right, yeah, when your Blu-ray is now a puddle,
right.
To have the serial number to give the adjuster and the insurance company to be able to get reimbursed.
And what about like documents or jewels or things like that? I mean, store them off-site, keep them in a safe?
It's always good to have copies of them. I recommend personally put them on a disc and send them to a relative out of state. So you always have a copy that's off-site somewhere. But have a firebox that you keep all that stuff in, and preferably something that you can carry if you just have a little bit of things. So if you have to evacuate for a storm, you can grab it and go.
The bug-out bag. We were just joking, in the bug-out bag you want your food, your guns and ammo, and your mortgage tucked in there. So you gotta remember that stuff. So what about now, okay, the disaster's over or the event's over and you come back and your house is in some sort of disrepair or completely gone. What happens then?
The important thing is to call a local professional restoration company. Before you do anything, get a professional on site. They can advise you of exactly what the process is, how they're going to proceed, and they need to be all open and upfront with you. That's very important. You don't want somebody that's going to try to do things without you knowing about it. Right.
I understand there are certain hazards that might develop when these things happen too, so don't try this by yourself at home. Clean up. Get yourself a professional. Sometimes the carpet repair guy or installation guy might not be the person to come and repair your carpet that you just had a flood. You want a true professional that knows and understands all about restoration and the long-term consequences of not doing it properly. You can get sick, people, with this stuff. Your kids can get sick, so it's important to remember that. So we hope that disaster doesn't strike your life, but if it does, just remember, hope is not lost. You told me restoration, personal items and effects can often be restored, paintings, wedding dresses, all of that stuff. So guys, remember, hope is not lost. Call a true professional. John here at ServPro and his team is ready to help you. You told me no cost estimates.
That's right. Yeah, we're always happy to go out and give an on-site no cost estimate. You just got to call our office and set it up. And
so if if someone's coughing in your house and no one can figure out what it be, you might have mold spores. So give John a call. They'll come out and they'll test the air quality and all that stuff for you. And so just always remember, use a professional. John, thanks for coming out and
it works for the mortgage world too. You want to make sure you use a professional like Steve.
Yes, thank you, John. Thank you. Banks really aren't your friends. Mortgage originators are. They will work for you. All right, guys, I hope you enjoy this tip. Enjoy your weekends. Take care.
Thanks all.